Welcome to this edition of Chelmsford High School's Lions Pride. Let's meet our deans and our students of the month. And now I'd like to introduce Dean John MacIsaac, the Dean of Whittier House, introduce his students of the month.
Thank you, Principal Murray. Our first student of the month is Sahithi, Chaturvedula. Sahithi is currently enrolled in Anatomy and Physiology Honors, Biotechnology 2 Honors, AP Research, Modern World Literature, AP Psychology, AP Environmental Science, and Calculus. She is a member of the National Honor Society and the Spanish National Honor Society. Outside of the classroom, she is extremely busy at the school. She's a member of the Crescendos, Class Reps, the Interact Club, the Freshman Mentor Program, Care Cards, the Student South Asian Association, and the Asian Student Association. She's also participated in cross country. She's also a leader here at the high school. Sahithi's very busy with the Crescendos. She's one of the choreographers who just qualified for the international competition in a couple weeks. We wish her luck before it starts. The treasurer of the South Asian Student Association. She's the vice president of the South Asian Association, and she's secretary of the Care Cards Club, and now the co-president of that group. She's also been a Mentor Plus Block captain for the year. Outside of school, she's very involved in the community, doing volunteerism and community service. She's worked with the Ecom group that does a lot of volunteering. She's worked locally with that group at food pantries and cooking meals, and has done stuff as far as India, sponsoring a child's education. So thank you for all that service, Sahithi. After here, life at CHS, she plans to attend UMass Lowell in the Honors College. She'll be majoring in exercise science and public health on a pre-physician assistant track. Sahithi, welcome. So crescendos are hot on everybody's minds. Tell everybody what the crescendos are all about, what they do, and what's going to happen for you all in a couple weeks.
Okay, so the Crescendos is the all-female a cappella group at CHS. We just come together and we just make music. We have choreography that we put together for a competition set. So we compete throughout the year in a New England Voices competition, and we do the International Competition of High School a cappella, which we're now going to finals for in New York, so I'm super thrilled about that. I love being part of the Crescendos. It's probably like my favorite club or thing that I've participated in the school. I am the choreographer, so it's helped me like have leadership and like kind of just learn about like, my community as a whole. And it's a great group of people. Miss Rader is really helpful as an advisor, so I just love being part of it.
Quick question: How do you choose the song? Do they choose it for you? How do you know what to perform?
So we all have a spreadsheet that we put down before a competition, and we all get to add 2 songs that we think would be a great part of the set. And we choose 3 songs as a whole. We usually have our first song be more upbeat, our second song more slow, and then our third song can be whatever. So we go through the whole process of listening to each song, like giving our thoughts about each song, and then we just pick at the end of the day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Outside of the Crescendos, you're incredibly busy in the school community. I don't even think I mentioned Interact Club as well as the stuff that you do here. What, I guess, has been the club or activity group outside of the Crescendos that you felt the most connection with, or you felt you've done the most for the school and community through?
I would say the South Asian Student Association. We founded it last year with a couple of my friends who were seniors at the time, and we had an event at the end of last year, and it was a huge hit. Like everyone showed up, and it was really great to see like other people enjoying our culture and eating our food and doing our dances and listening to our music. And I've always just kind of felt like we need more representation. I feel like with the clubs that we've had and the ones we started last year, we've had a lot more engagement with our culture, which I really like.
This Friday is the Melting Pot. Is the South Asian Association doing anything for that, or the Crescendos, or both? What's happening with the Melting Pot this Friday with that?
The South Asian Student Association, we have all of our board members like also as a part of Melting Pot, so we're all going to be volunteering all day. We're all bringing in food from our culture. And then I'll be doing like a dance with some of the people, so that's going to be super fun. I don't know if the Crescendos will be able to perform, but I'll probably try to perform. So
I do know dancing was a big part of Sahithi's life pre-injury, and kind of leading to your work next year at UMass Lowell. Like, how did you get there? How did you land on the pre-med track or the pre-physician assistant track, stuff like that?
So I've definitely always been interested in healthcare from like the start. A couple years ago, I started volunteering at Lawrence General Hospital over the summer with the maternity unit, and this year I'm doing radiology. And the pediatric unit as well. And I love the hospital environment. And then also going into PT after my injury, that kind of made me think about, do I want to go into PA or PT? And so it was kind of just a combination of both. And UMass Lowell has the exercise science program for PT along with the PA track, which I thought was perfect for me. It would give me the opportunity to explore both. So I just think that's really going to be good for me.
That's great.
Right.
Well, our time is up. And on behalf of the Rotary Club, sponsor of the program, and the Chelmsford High Administration, congratulations on being one of Whittier House's Students of the Month for April. We're
you.
proud of you, and best of luck the rest of this year. And
Thank you so much.
I look forward to Friday. That'd be great. National lunch.
Congrats.
Thank you.
And now I turn it back to Dean MacIsaac to introduce his second Student of the Month.
Thank you, Principal Murray. Our second Student of the Month from Whittier House is Peter Sabbouh. Peter is currently enrolled in AP Research, AP Biology, AP Psychology, Honors Anatomy and Physiology, CP Calculus, Modern World Literature, and Intro to Acting. Peter is a member of the National Honor Society and the National English Honor Society. He is also very active in the school community, serving on Student Council, the Mentor Program, and as class reps. Peter is a leader for us in the building with his clubs. He's the Secretary of the National Honor Society, and he's the President of the Student Council. In the efforts this year for Student Council, they've been do a lot of different things, but a lot of their major roles: pep rally, student elections, which just occurred, the House Olympics, and the Leadership Conference, which is hosted by the Student Council, where they bring in community members from near and far to speak to our students about leadership and professionalism. This year we had about 180 students, and probably in the range of about 20 adults who came in to speak through various panels. He's also been involved with the soccer team, the winter and spring track teams here at the high school. Outside of the school, he's the president of My Teen Soyo at his church. He also enjoys spending time with his friends and working at Dave's Hot Chicken, local plug for the chicken shop. Next year, he's not certain on where he's going yet. It's between Bentley and UMass, but he's hoping to major in finance or minor in biological sciences. Peter, welcome.
Thank you.
So we've talked recently a lot about you know, on this climb of activity and things that you're responsible for, and now we're starting to slow down. Kind of walk us through the student elections, your leadership conference, which are very recent, then House Olympics before that. Like, as a student council president, like, what are you responsible for, and how has the year been?
Yeah, so with student council, it's a lot about school events in general, like all grades, where class reps is more just exclusive to the class itself. So we get to plan first pep rally, and we like to start early, give it time so we can get everything organized. So pep rally, I came back from a sickness, and it was really like cramped on time. So we managed to get that out. Everything went great, really happy. It's really fulfilling. And then we moved on to the leadership conference, which we started right as Christmas break ended. And we got that early jump on it, and still we're coming down and counting like the last minute of time we had to prepare for it. So it's just been a lot of preparation, making sure these events are great, and we're doing the best we can. And we couldn't be happier. They're all amazing, so yeah.
And again, we commend the work that the student council did this year, which
Thanks.
is good. Secretary of NHS, what is the responsibilities of that person? It's a big group. It's even bigger now as we've been are bringing in more juniors this year,
For
as
sure,
the year comes to a close. Like, what is that all about?
For me, secretary, I try and just do more communication. So a lot of the emails that I type out were like for me, and I sent to Miss Moreau, and then she can send out to the rest of the school. So a lot of just awareness of what events are going on, how can you participate, what volunteering can you do, and just keeping in touch with the teachers and saying, hey, we have tutoring, you guys can open your pride blocks, and we'll have kids come help. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was a big effort this year, which is
It was.
good. Sports, track, soccer, you're involved with those.
Yeah.
How has your experience been over your 4 years here at the high school?
It's been pretty good. Gave me a lot of friends, a lot that I knew before too. With track, it kind of taught me a lot about discipline, just staying with it even if you're not the best. And that kind of just translated over to the gym, I think. And then soccer has been just really good to stay in touch with the sport and stay physical, stay fit, and yeah, stay competitive. It's been good.
You referenced Ms. Parado as like
Yep.
a specific staff member, but you also plugged the whole English department
Yeah.
in our earlier talk,
Yeah.
actually this morning, at the student month breakfast. How come Ms. Parado has been an influential teacher for you and just the English department as a whole in your education process?
Yeah, so it started mostly with books and just symbolism and just understanding references in the books to get to like that deeper understanding, how you can really pick it apart and get more than what's just on like the surface of the meaning of it. And it's helped me just write better papers in general and just advance my education, I think. So it's been very great for me.
Nice. And then next year, I know teetering between Bentley and UMass Amherst,
Yeah.
right? And so it's major in finance, minor in biological sciences.
That's like
How did you land there? And we'll wrap up.
I have a little bit of passion for healthcare. Obviously been in the hospital a few times. It's kind of liked how it worked. And I think it's good to help people. It's fulfilling. And there's money to be made, I'm not going to lie. So
I like it.
that's like a good side of it for me. And then also in the minor, or the financial part, I think financial literacy is really important. Preparing for retirement, I've even started that with like a Roth IRA account and just investing in general. So I think it's very important to keep yourself autonomous and like rely on yourself and not have to count your pennies. And then the whole finance thing, I think that's important because it's kind of like translating investing to a bigger scale with acquisitions and merging for like actual businesses and just like kind of guiding other people's money. And you can, if you know what you're doing, I think there's a lot of work you can do and money to be made. So yeah.
I love that.
That's amazing. When you strike it rich, I'm happy to retire and be your butler.
Yeah.
So that's really good. So keep that in mind.
Be a pleasure.
So with that, I want to say, on behalf of the Rotary Club, which sponsored the program, and Chelmsford Administration, congratulations on being one of Whittier House's April Students of the Month. Really proud of you, and best of luck the rest of this year. And thanks for all the work you've done.
Thank you, guys.
Great. Now I'd like to introduce Dean MacNeil, Erin MacNeil, the Dean of Emerson House, to introduce her Students of the Month.
My first student of the month for April is Hollie Kaduboski. Hollie, thank you so much for being here. We're super excited. You have done so much with our co-curricular programs here at CHS, from PRISM to ASL. Can you talk about which one has meant the most to you for your time?
Probably Writing and Literature Club. I have been in Writing and Literature Club since my sophomore year, vice president in my junior year, and president in my senior year. It was passed down from Sarah Perkins, who was the founder of the club. So I had kind of big shoes to fill. So with that role in mind, I set up a few projects, some school-wide, some contained in the club, to kind of just push ourselves more out there. There was a book drive that we did in December. Little before that, we had a school-wide writing competition, and then a couple other smaller things like we read 3 books, Coraline, Sour Candy, and Snow Country, had different writing sprints, and now that I am off at the internship, our new co-presidents, Nick Hogan and Kevin Fortier, are doing another writing competition that's going to be going throughout the school. So I'm just I did my best to put the club in a good position with what we had. So
Awesome.
Happy with that.
Thank you.
And so writing's a passion of yours?
Yes.
You do? So is that going to work its way to anything in college or after you graduate?
I mean, I want to go into political science and sociology. Well, political science, sociology, and law. The school that I want to go to, you get to create your own curriculum.
No kidding.
So I want to study all of those things, and all of those have a huge writing component. Especially like law and sociology involve a lot of analytical research, analytical reading, so that's going to be something that I'm going to have to occupy my time with.
Where will you be looking at going?
Hampshire College out in Amherst.
My niece graduated from there 6 years ago. It's phenomenal.
Very nice.
Out of all of these things that you've done, besides the academic piece next year, are you looking to get involved in any of their co-curricular activities, or?
I mean, I think it would be hard to keep me out of clubs.
Good answer.
I can see. Yeah. Thinking about your school here for the last 4 years, is there any class that you'd recommend kids take and say, this is the class you're going to want?
Anything Mrs. Caveru teaches. She knows that I love her classes, and I think she might have some nice things to say about me, so.
I'm sure she would.
I've taken honors English in junior year with her, Heaven and Hell, which is the theology course, and then journalism, and then Heaven and Hell and journalism were both dual enrollment, and she teaches, of course, up to that level. She's very well educated, has her PhD. Yeah, she has a very intelligent teaching style. She encourages conversation and encourages each individual person to put in what they want to expand their knowledge of the curriculum. And as someone who's really interested in curriculums a lot of the time, that's something I really enjoy.
Oh,
When I asked her about you, she had a ton of wonderful things to say. So yeah, and she also let me know that do you keep like a list of your favorite words? You have a love
Yes.
for language. So that's awesome to me. Do you have like a favorite?
I couldn't put down a favorite. I don't know. I had a list of academic words that I just was unfamiliar with, just to make myself more familiar with everything.
I just love that. Always looking to learn.
Yeah.
Well, Hollie, our time is up. I want to say on behalf of the Rotary Club and Chelmsford administration, congratulations on being one of Emerson House's April Students of the Month. We're really proud of you and wish you the best of luck for the rest of the year.
All right, thank you.
I'd like to turn it back to Dean MacNeil to introduce Emerson's second Student of the Month.
Our second student of the month for April is Sam Meltzer. Sam, thanks for being here with us.
Thank you so much.
You've had a pretty cool 4 years here. You've gotten yourself involved in a lot of different programs, from band to co-curricular. Can you just talk about which one has kind of been the most impactful for your time here?
Yeah, I did really enjoy my time in the band program. Mr. Sexauer is super awesome. I played the bassoon from 9th to my junior year in the symphony band, and I also would help play in the orchestra for the winter concerts. And we did a really cool trip to Disney. I loved my time in marching band. I played the saxophone for marching band. So yeah, the band program was pretty awesome.
How did you pick the bassoon?
In 5th grade, I don't know, I thought it looked pretty cool. So
You wanted something bigger than you to lug around?
Yeah.
If you were to greet the incoming freshmen, what would you say to them?
I would say don't be nervous. Everyone here is super friendly, super welcoming. The school is not as scary as TV makes it out to be. And you'll do just fine. There's so many people to help you along the way, so many different classes that you can take. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So I know you have like this love for rock climbing. I harp on that about you because I have a fear of heights. So I think what you do is awesome. How did you get involved in that?
When I was 9 years old, my dad took me to a gym for the first time, and I fell in love with it. And then since then, in my sophomore year, I decided to join a team at a gym in Nashua, New Hampshire. And then from then I joined a competition team this past year. And I've been going to a bunch of different competitions, and I've also been working at the gym, so.
Can I jump off that?
Please do, yeah.
So because I'm intrigued, when you're competing, is it like in speed or how high you can go or like a technique? Like what sets people apart for that?
It's as high as you can go in the fewest attempts on like the hardest climbs. So yeah, there is like speed races, but I don't do
Where do you do this?
There's a bunch of different, so with the competitions, you go to a bunch of different gyms around New England, basically. And you show up and you compete for about 3 hours, and then it gives you a ranking, and then from then you go to regionals, divisionals, nationals, depending on how well you do.
It's phenomenal. Thinking of your years, is there any adult in your life, either in school or outside of school, that really helped you, support you all the way through? They say, hey, I was glad they were there.
Yeah, I have a couple in mind. First comes to mind is Miss Farinetti. She was there for when I went to Spain for the Spanish exchange program. And I didn't know her then. I never had her as a Spanish teacher, but she was super friendly the whole time. Almost more of a friend than a teacher, but she's also a good teacher, I'm sure. But she's always very friendly, always welcoming. I always feel welcomed into her classroom. Her classroom is a very safe space, and she's always happy to share a story or two. And the second one that comes to mind is Miss Tylinda, who is my anatomy and physiology teacher. Her class is amazing.
Has your time in that class with Miss Tylinda kind of transferred to what you're thinking about next year?
Absolutely,
so
yeah.
What is
that? She's very firm in what you need to do. The expectations are solid, but I feel like I've been able to live up to them, and I feel pushed and encouraged in her class. And I think it's a really good learning environment, and it sets you up to be able to do the work that you need to do in a timely fashion, and yeah, I definitely think it's set me up for a future in animal science.
Amazing. Well, Sam, our time here is up, so I want to say on behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary Club, sponsors of the program, and Chelmsford High Administration, congratulations on being one of Emerson House's Students of the Month of April. Really proud of you and wish you the best of luck the remainder of the year.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And now I'd like to turn over to Dean Christina Mitza, the Dean of Hawthorne House, to introduce her Students of the Month.
Thank you, Principal Murray. So the first student of the month for Hawthorne House for the month of April is Jassy Dukes. Welcome, Jassy, and congratulations again. Jassy has been recognized for so many things that he has done here at CHS. His dedication, hard work, and exceptional qualities, have brought him here today. So he has definitely challenged himself academically through the last 4 years. His current classes being AP Modern World Literature, Principles of Engineering, Reality Check, AP Spanish, Intro to Architecture, AP Environmental Science, Calculus 1 CP. Jassy has also been inducted into the National Honor Society and has been involved in so many different extracurricular activities here at the high school. He is a member of the Lime Club, Leadership in Motion Everywhere. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that, Jassy? I know that's a big part of what you've done here.
Yeah, so I'm part of Lime. That's, as you said, Leadership in Motion Everywhere. We kind of organize events for charity, and we focus on helping the Chelmsford community. So we had a really good trick-or-treat drive-through to raise money, and we also had a good In Tune, which is like a charity concert that was going to the Home for Little Wanderers, helping children in disadvantaged situations in the Chelmsford community. And we're actually focusing on the lead up to our big event of the year. We've got the 24-hour relay coming up. That's May 18th into 19th.
Okay.
And so
do you want to describe what that is?
Sure, yes. So it's 24 hours, and you split up into teams, and you kind of walk around. It's competition to see who can get the most laps. We charge an entry fee. We actually lowered it this year. So it's $25 per person on a team. We also lowered the minimum number of people for a team, so now the new low is 5. And so what we do is you take the money and you lap and you compete to try and get the most laps. So it's a relay in that sense. And we've also introduced a new option this year to try and get the community more involved. So we're charging for half-day tickets. And so if the community wants to come and they can't stay overnight, but if they want to just kind of walk around, get a sense of the event, be involved in the community, we got a little fee and they can come for half the day. So.
That's a great idea.
Very
You'll
good
get probably a lot of people interested in that.
Yeah.
That's great. So Jassy is also a part of the ASO, the Asian Student Organization, the Melting Pot Club, the Robotics Club, and the Speech and Debate Team.
Holy smoke.
He's also volunteered at the Dragon Phoenix Martial Arts Center, where he has taught young students. His guidance counselor, Miss Leary, who is also one of the advisors of Lime, said some really wonderful things about Jassy when asked. She said last spring, Jassy was an easy choice to be one of the executive board members to Lime due to his ability to listen, inspire, and deliver on important tasks for major school events like the 24-hour relay. So it sounds like you're a big part of that program, which is great. And then next year, why don't you want to tell us about your plans?
Yes, so I'm going to UMass Lowell for mechanical engineering. I got into the honors college, so I'm really lucky for that.
Excellent.
I'm really, really excited. It's got a really good program.
And what do you plan to do from there? Do you know, or are you just taking it one step at a time?
I'm taking one step at a time, but I hope to get my master's and be able to go on to enter the workforce afterwards.
Okay.
What got you interested in engineering?
Well, I really love building things, and I also want to really have an impact and a difference with what I do, so I figured it was the best combination of the two things that I'm passionate about.
That's fantastic.
Excellent. And in your spare time, you like to read, practice martial arts, you cook, you paint, complete woodworking projects, which I found interesting. Is there a specific project that you've done recently?
So that's actually a new one that I've picked up. I actually took and I carved an elephant out of a block of pine wood. It's not good, but it was something new that I tried.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Really quite fun.
That's great. That's
Well,
great.
what made you want to try that? That's actually pretty neat.
So I was actually looking. I was on YouTube and I was really inspired by a lot of people doing it. And I figured I've got some of the same tools at home. I could probably try doing that. So.
Wow.
Good for you.
Impressive.
Very, very motivated, right? And one thing that I wanted to mention too is Miss Leary, you guys had a conversation at one point about something, or you wrote this down, but she was really passionate about, the idea that you are, just very much a go-getter, that you really are trying to make a difference, right? So one of the things she said that you had said was, my idea of success is when I look at my creations and actions and see that they have achieved good in the world.
Yes.
So if we only had more people like you, Jazzy, everywhere, right? That this is great. It really summarizes your commitment to what you're trying to do. So.
Well, I want to say congratulations on behalf of the Rotary Club and behalf of the Chelmsford administration. Congratulations on being one of Hawthorne House's Students of the Month for April. Really proud of you, and wish you the best of luck remainder of this year.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. And now I'll turn it back to Dean Mitza to introduce the second Student of the Month from Hawthorne.
Thank you, Principal Murray. So second Student of the Month for Hawthorne is Chris Mitchell. Welcome, Chris, and congratulations again.
Thanks.
Chris was chosen as Student of the Month for April just due to his excellent, academic achievement and how much he's really contributed significantly to CHS through extracurricular and athletics and all the great things that you've done. So Chris is currently enrolled or has been enrolled this year. Some of them are semester courses in AP Research, AP US Government and Politics, AP Environmental Science, and AP Psychology, also Modern World Literature, Quantitative Reasoning and Problem Solving, Reality Check, and Mentoring. So you've been very busy this year in school for sure. And the mentoring program, of course, Chris has done a lot to help new students coming into the school. Chris is also a part of, the class rep. He's also a class rep, I should say, and has been since freshman year. I know that you've invested a lot of time in that, which is great. The Give Club, and then, again, lots of athletics. So why don't you tell us a little bit, Chris, about your time as a class rep? Because I know that you've spent a lot of time doing that.
Yeah, so class reps was first thing I joined freshman year, and it was really easy to join because my sister, so my class advisors, Miss Caveru and Miss Smith, my sister had been in Miss Caveru's class, and she told me, hey, if you want to get involved, join class reps. My English teacher's the advisor. So I thought I'd give it a shot and join that right off the bat. Felt that great connection right away. And, freshman year, you don't really do, it was the remote year as well, so you don't really do much in terms of planning for events and things like that. But then it really started ramping up, and of course, junior year is where it really takes off with, class officer elections, like planning for junior cotillion and the other events.
Yep.
And it's really been great to build a connection with Miss Caveru and Miss Smith, the two class advisors. We spent so many hours outside of the school day itself here. I mean, sometimes 8, 9 at night planning for things, pep rally and other things. So it's been great.
Great. How are all the senior plans going?
Awesome.
This year?
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, pretty much wrapping up, right? It's
Yeah.
how many more weeks of school we have left?
Yeah.
After break, it's crazy.
Yeah, lots of great plans though coming up,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And how about the Give Club?
Yeah, so Give I joined sophomore year, and also my sister's the one who got me into that. It stands for Get Involved, Volunteer Everywhere. It's just a community service-based club. Also, Ms. Caveru's the advisor of that. And my sophomore year was actually the underclassmen representative for it. And then this year I got the position of co-treasurer. And really, it's just community building. I mean, we do work with the Paul Center here in town, which is center for young kids who have some sort of disability, and we'd like to work with them. Actually, a couple weeks ago, we went to the Harvard Square homeless shelter, which is really a really interesting experience to see. So it's just fun things like that we do, and some work in the high school too. Doing different fundraisers and things like that. So it's been great.
Great, awesome. So I know outside of school, you're also a part of your Greek Orthodox Church, and then you've also participated in Vacation Church Camp and helped served as a counselor. And why don't you tell us a little bit about your plans for the fall when you leave CHS?
Yeah, so I'm currently deciding between UMass Amherst and Bentley, and if I go to Bentley, it'll be a major in public policy, and at UMass would be political science. So planning on entering the field of either law or public service in some fashion. I'm not sure the exact extent in which it'll be a political position necessarily, but something in that general realm. Maybe probably law school after too, so yeah, I don't know if we need more lawyers, but I'll probably be there.
Okay, great.
So, well, our time is up. 5 minutes went by fast.
Yeah.
So on behalf of the Rotary Club and Chelmsford administration, congratulations on being one of Hawthorne Students of the Month. Really proud of you, and best of luck the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Thank you. This concludes our latest edition of Lions Pride. I want to thank our deans for their thoughtful words and beautiful summaries of each recipient. I would also like to thank the Chelmsford Rotary Club for their unending support of this great program. Congratulations to all of this month's Students of the Month. On behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary and the Deans, thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you next time.